Okay, guys, welcome back. A bit more pre-modern today. We're gonna play some RecSur, some survival of the fittest recurring nightmare. So nice toolbox package for us today. We've got 8 discard spells in the main deck, therapy and duress. And then after that, it's all about the creature suite. So 4 birds of paradise, 4 wall of roots to produce a lot of mana. We've then got wall of blossoms for a bit of deck velocity and just a wall. You know, keeps us alive. And then after that, it's mostly silver bullets, which we can tutor with our survival or repeat with our nightmare. So squee gives us good card flow with the nightmare, with the survival every turn. Sorry. Um, so once we've got that guy going, we've always got a creature for the rest of the game, and every turn after that, we have the best card for the job in our hand by discarding squee to survival. So tempting worm is a 2 mana 5/5. It lets our opponent show and tell something into play, but the idea is that we've stripped their hand and then we have a 2 mana 5/5. Wizard Wretch is hopefully going to keep graveyard strategies at bay. Bone Shredder is, the Necrotile du jour. Probably going for this one because it's cheaper, but it also dies, so we can Nightmare it back. Yavimaya Granger tutors a basic land into play tapped and dies, so we can get it back. Spike Feeder gains us a few life and also can move counters around. But again, that one's going to come up in a moment. So Mastercore, more board control to complement the Bone Shredder. Ravenous Baloth, just really good value. Again, we can kill it and bring it back and gain some life with our Nightmare loops. Graveborn Muse is a bit more card draw. Not many zombies, just that and the Wretch, I think, but it's good enough. And then Genesis will pick up all these creatures that die to themselves, like Baloth, Yavimaya Granger, Spike Feeder, Bone Shredder. So Genesis, once it's in the yard, we can pay 3 mana each turn to pick up a creature. Deranged Hermit gives us all the fuel we need for our nightmare and some bodies to attack them with. And then we find the Palancron. Obviously, we are going to struggle to cast Palancron. We've got no blue producing lands, just for 4 birds of paradise. But once we've discarded it with our survival, recurred it with our nightmare, if we've got the full 7 lands in play, that is looping the nightmare. That is infinite mana and infinite creature. So, or like one other creature infinitely. So we can nuke their board with Bone Shredder, for example, whilst producing 1 mana each time. We can pay mana or float mana to move the counters off Spike Feeder and put them elsewhere, and then make infinitely large creatures. We can sweep their board with an infinite number of Mastical triggers. We can gain infinite life with the Spike Feeder, and that is roughly that. Exile all their cards and tutor every card in our deck, draw every card in our deck, strip their hand with these guys, and then infinitely large creatures and infinitely dead creatures on their side should be good. There's also an Antuco Vigilante, which I think is one of the more interesting card choices in this list. This is a morph, and when it's turned face up, we can disenchant something. That doesn't work with Recurring Nightmare. There's no really, really good Rec Sage effect in this format. I think they're separated into 2 different creatures, but we haven't decided we haven't got the space here. So, post board, we've got Mesmeric Fiend and Sadistic Hypnotist. These 2 cards, Mes Fiend comes into play, exiles a card from their hand. Sadistic Hypnotist, sacrifice a creature, target player discards 2 cards. So these are going to hit hands pretty hard. Plague Bearer, Engineered Plague, oh goodness gracious. Where's the Plague Splitter? And Engineered Plague. These are all going to kill creatures. Braids for a bit more taxing on their resources. Withered Wretch, another one for the graveyard cards. And then we've got 3 Naturalize as our disenchant. Octavia Orangutan for the artifact decks. Tranquil main domain for the enchantresses. And yeah, pretty, like, when you break it down, pretty classic sideboard, right? Bit more discard for the control decks, bit more creature removal for the creature decks, and then anti-graveyard tech, disenchants, and other disenchant variants. So it's essentially just 4 disenchants, 4 terror, 4 Tormod's Crypt, and a duress post board. So that's the list. I've rambled. Let's get down to round 1. Okie dokie, round 1. We're on the play against Loud P. We are going to take a look at our opener. It looks great, right? We've got the survival. We've got some cards. We've got Birds of Paradise to tutor with immediately. We can go get our squee quite quickly. We'll see what our opponent's up to as well, obviously. But turn 1 bop into survival is probably where we want to be most of the time. If they're on slide, do we want to consider a quick spike feeder? Maybe, but if they're on slide, then my bird isn't going to be there, so I'll just play the survival and go from there. So turn 1 Birds of Paradise. Opponent plays Mountain, Mog Fanatic, and kills the Birds of Paradise. Yep. Could be Goblins, could be Sly. We'll take our draw. We draw Survival of the Fittest. So let's roll one of those out because we've got nothing else to do. I think I'm less interested in this Masticore for a moment, but we'll see. An opponent may be reading Survival of the Fittest. Doesn't seem true. So, turn 2 for the opponent. Let's see what they can come with. It's a Mishra's Factory. And a Veteran Brawlers. This player can't attack if defending player controls an untapped land. This player can't block if you control an untapped land. Okay, well, I'll leave that there for them to consider why they've done that to themselves. We're gonna. This can't attack if defending player controls an untapped land, and I've got Survival of the Fittest in play. So nice 2-mana 4/4. They play a Gitu Encampment, and then we wake up the factory. Okay. One thing that's interesting about this list is there is no lizard or chain or anything like that. There's no madness cards. It's just all about the value. So let's activate this. Let's discard, I believe, Masticore for now. At some point I will have to do something though, won't I? Let's grab Squee. And then we'll discard Squee and get like a Wall of Roots or something. Just try and build back into that mana that they took us off earlier. I think I want Wall of Roots over Wall of Blossoms. With either of them, the veteran brawler is going to brawl, isn't it? Could just get a tempting worm, but then they might put something into play. I think I'm happy with Wall of Roots or Wall of Blossoms. I think I'll take Wall of Roots. First of all, hope to untap and draw a land, so I can then not get attacked by this 4/4. Don't draw the land. Still think I want a Wall of Roots, but then I'd be taking 6. The 2-mana 4/4 is going to get us. So I'll block the factory this turn and take my 4. There's only 20 lands in this deck. I'm wondering if it's suffering from that thing where just pre-modern players don't play enough lands. Gitu Encampment is in. An opponent has got a 3-mana play here. Stone Rain on my Llanowar Waste. So it's one of those really... Oh, I see. So if I've got no lands, it can in fact always attack. Okay, I see the joke. Right. Very clever. So I think we'll just go and get like a Wall of Blossoms or something that we can put in the way of this guy. Discard Squee. Grab Wall of Blossoms. Get Squee back. Draw step. Forest. Add a counter. Play a Wall of Blossoms. The Wall of Blossoms is going to get in the way anyway, so we can play a bop. Okay, so we're up against one of the land destruction decks. We've got a mana this turn to tutor with our squee. This will all depend on how many creatures we have left. Looks like another Stone Rain from the opponent. This is going to be the play pattern for the rest of the day, just to be clear. So 2 mana. Incinerates my Wall of Roots. We'll discard Squee. That gives us 2 mana to work with next turn. Might just get my Tempting Worm. So 5/5, it's 2 mana. My opponent's not played to the board at all. I'm going to put the Wall of Roots in the way of the Veteran Brawlers this turn. And then I'll just have a Tempting Worm to play with, I think. Do I put Wall of Blossoms in the way? No. I'm interested in Wall of Blossoms being in play, in case I draw a Recurring Nightmare soon. But I'm not going to ever have 3 mana, that's the thing. So I've got 3 mana now, so I can just Bone Shredder them. Let's do that. Kill their Veteran Brawler. We're at 9. We've got a nice chump blocker for the Gitu encampments and stuff. And then if we get another turn with mana, we can play the Spike Feeder, which will make this number in the corner a bit healthier as well. So opponent's got 3 cards in hand. I wonder if they've got things like Sulfuric Vortex, or whether they're just infinite Stone Rains from this point out. I have been interested in playing a deck like this. I struggle with this sort of card though. But obviously I'm quite a sorcery speed deck, so maybe it's actually fine. Opponent animates a tapped creature, which I don't think was the plan. 4 mana. So some sort of red natural order that I don't understand. Earthquake. Tectonic Break. Each player sacrifices a number of lands of their choice. So I'm going to sacrifice 2 lands by the looks of things. They're going to sacrifice 2 mountains. I'm going to sacrifice 2 forests. Interesting stuff. Okay. Bone Shredder dies. Has nothing to do. Nope. I draw Wall of Blossoms, so we'll just duress them. Pillage and Avalanche Riders. So we'll take your pillage. And now they've not got a lot to do. They can't cast the Avalanche Riders. They can't really attack me through Wall of Blossoms. Grim Lavamancer is very powerful, I'll give them that. That's fucked up. That's really bad for me. What a top deck. That completely breaks the game open. Guy's Cradle's our best draw, and that will be the case for the next 6 years, I think. This Birds of Paradise is nice because it means I untap with a mana next turn as well. This Grim Lavamancer is going to dominate the game from here on out. This is going to nuke all of my mana dorks. So we know about Avalanche Riders. They might go after. I can't imagine they'll go after the Wall of Blossoms. Come on, you got to kill one of these 2. You can't give me a turn with mana, surely not. What a delightful day. How do we play then? Tempting Worm, Avalanche Riders. when it says destroy target land, so you have to. So I just play a tempting worm, and you have to play an avalanche riders, and lose one of your lands, and then lose the avalanche riders, or you just don't put anything into play. Obviously, it's been a turn since we saw that hand, but okay, they activate Grim Lavamancer. Hits me, which is great because any land means I gain 4 life with this rate of play. They don't put anything in off the worm. Great news. Now I've got a clock without any lands. I feel like they're supposed to be zapping my bops just to keep me out of the game. Because I can't play without mana. Which is generally true of a lot of things as well. But they're giving me the mana again by the looks of things. They're going face. So whenever we draw a land, like this, we can just play a spike feeder. And that's just 4 life on the house to completely counter this game plan that our opponents adopted. Are they activating the Grim now? That's an interesting timing. Or maybe they've got 5 points of burn. Seems really tough. Okay, and we just bash for 5. In we go. We're not expecting our forest to survive the turn, to be honest, but our opponent is giving us time and opportunity, which is really nice. So there's a mountain. Probably brings an avalanche riders with it. The avalanche rider will fog us for a turn on the tempting worm. But then they won't be using Grim Lavamancer. So they are going to use Grim Lavaman. And they're going to go after our spike feeder. So I gain life back from their last 2 activations, but lose my spike feeder. They need to have another Stone Rain in hand to get rid of this guy, this forest. They played the land drop, which means they're not av-riding anytime soon. It's very easy for them to draw another Stone Rain though, right? They play something like 12. And they just wake up the key to an enchantment. Opponent's struggling with the man lands over there, but that's fine. This attack didn't do anything anyway. I blocked my Wall of Blossoms, and that was that. You know, it wasn't an exciting play. We can now just play a Nightmare every turn. Is there a better way through? So I can Nightmare in a Masticore, I can Nightmare in a Bone Shredder, I can Nightmare in a Spike Feeder. Attack for 5. And get our Spike Feeder back. Then it falls to 10. I think Spike Feeder is just the best because their whole game plan is just going to be to burn me and, you know, fuck around. So Spike Feeder is the most annoying for them, I believe. Or I could just get a Wall of Roots back in and play, actually. Off of this Wall of Blossoms. Cement more mana. That could be kind of techie. Is 9 acceptable amount of life? They're holding Avalanche Riders, which just gets blocked. Yeah, I want my Wall of Roots, I think. I don't think I'm getting burned out from here. And then we can go and get something else. With Squee if we want it. Okay, so they're going for Factory plus Encampment. We'll block one of them and take 3. And then next turn I get my Spike feeder back and gain this life back. So let's block the G2 encampment. None of it matters. So I'm going to be at 10 in a second, right? And I've got mana under me. Kind of. Do I want any of these other cards in play? In my graveyard? Not really. So let's activate this guy. Tutor is squee. Grab anything. I could just grab a deranged hermit. No, I think I want life points. So if I was to go Wall of Roots, I could still go Nightmare. I get Squee back. And like Gaia's Cradle is probably incredible as well. So we get Squee back just as a draw step. No, Palinchron. Palinchron doesn't do a lot other than be a 4/5 flyer. Let's cast Wall of Roots. Let's cast Recurring Nightmare. Attack you for 5. And then we'll trade a Birds of Paradise for the Spike Feeder. We know they're holding Avalanche Riders. I don't think we care. We've got 2 survivals a turn at this point if we want it. Opponent is at 5. I wonder if there's a way of me... 1, 2, 3, 4. Avalanche Riders is fine. I lose my forest. But again, I just don't think that's something I'm too fussed about. Then we go to combat. They don't attack. And that seems great for me. Okay. Basic forest. In play. Do you want to attack for 7? I could duress them. I could get a Masticore into play, which will start hoovering up next turn. Maybe I do that. So let's go 1, 2, 3. Cast a Recurring Nightmare. Swap Birds of Paradise for Masticore. And then go to combat and attack for 7. Because I'm just going to send it anyway on the Spike Feeder. The Spike Feeder is going to send me to 10. Regardless of how this combat goes. Just means they've got to block with something. 2 mana. Incinerate on Tempting Worm. Oh, they wake up the factory. Okay. And then the factory's going to block the Spike Feeder. The Avalanche Riders gets in the way of the Tempting Worm. I'll remove counters from Spike Feeder. I'd rather have the life points. I go to 10. And now... I don't know what they do. So this can regenerate. Oh, I can't play my Nightmare now that I threw my Bop away, so that was a mistake. That was a mistake. These guys are not yet exposed to the Lava Man, but they will be soon. Opponent has more spells to cast. Five mana. That's a lot of mana. Earthquake for X equals 4. So we'll add 2 mana and regenerate this creature. They go to 1 and have a mana to deal with these 2 creatures. Or 6 damage to my brain. No, they're dead. Perfect. So post board is interesting, because I don't like any of my cards against them. I've got all of this graveyard, artifact, enchantment, creature, hand hate, but none of it is hating on their lands, right? I don't know. How do we want to play? Plague doesn't seem very good. Plague Bearer doesn't seem very good. Merrick Fiend is just going to die to a Grim Lava Man. What do we think about Braids? I can beat their lands. I think Braids is bad. I'm not sure if I like any of these cards. Maybe Plague Bearer is good because of all their man lands. Tempting Worm seemed fine. Withered Wretch seems difficult. Palancron seems like a pipe dream. Like, there's no world, right, where I am on 7 lands in play. So maybe that's one hit that can go. It's just not a feasible way the game plays. If I do have 7 lands in play, I'm either flooding and dying or I'm winning anyway. So I think it's fine. I think I want to mulligan this so that I can cast at least one of my spells. That's the dream. This does cast 2 of my spells, but I think I then lose. So let's go to 5. And wow, this has been pretty horrendous. Let's go to 4 then. Duress, Therapy, Pray. I don't know how we win. But we might be able to get somewhere with some lands. That was pretty hideous in terms of mulligans. They've got a wasteland, which is not relevant. So we'll duress you. Stone Rain, Pillage. So we'll take Pillage. And then we'll name Stone Rain, I imagine. They'll play a port this turn. They'll tap this and then they'll lose their 2 Stone Rains. And then... And I don't know what their game plan is after that. Let's Therapy you and name Stone Rain. So that's our 2 for 1 for the day. Phyrexian Furnace is fine. If we draw a creature, we can trade it for an Avalanche Riders, but that doesn't sound particularly useful. So this is their hand that we know about. Phyrexian Furnace, Avalanche Riders, Mountain. They've got 3 cards in hand after playing the land. They play the Furnace out. They eat my duress. They're not going for the therapy. And then they port my land. And I draw a forest. So let's play that. I don't know if I want to duress them. I don't think so. So at some point, we'll draw a spell. And at that point, the game will commence. So, Mountain Avalanche Riders, that's fine. My forest is dead. My therapy dies to the furnace. And then we'll duress them, I guess. Take a look. So Pyroclasm. Then we can just pass the turn from here because I don't want to expose my forest to this Richardon port. Okay, opponent plays the tax, which makes sense actually. Maybe I did have a turn to play a forest, but I don't need to, right? There's still no reason to play the forest. So they've got another wasteland. They can draw a card if they want to. But I'll probably just leave the furnace there so they can attack my squee if I ever draw it. Avalanche Rider, Echo paid, but they want the blocker. Opponent is Hellbent. Do I care about Cradle? Not really. Okay, you'll go. We might just die to 10 attacks from this Avalanche Rider. I think our entire game plan at the moment is to... Oh, the furnace is gone, which is great. Our entire game plan here is just to top deck Tempting Worm. They draw a factory. They wake it up, but it's summoning sick. And in they come. So if they don't play any spells here, then this card's just a land and we don't need to do anything about it. Ports my swamp. Draws a Wall of Blossoms. Which draws another forest. Okay. Another wasteland. Wakes up the factory. Maybe it's an incinerate then. Blocks are all the same. Not incinerate, just a land. Okay. Play swamp. Oh, maybe swamp's bad. Maybe I'm supposed to play forest. No, but forest is bad as well. I don't like playing any of the lands there, actually. Yeah. My forest is tapped. Could be an earthquake that they're holding on to. That would make sense. Earthquake would work. They wake up the factory. Maybe we'll take a peek. They haven't played a land drop yet. Oh no, they played a port this turn. We go to 12. Thing is, I think they've just got lands, but I might just die to a random spell. They port some shit. None of it's relevant because we've been holding lands. Forest is cool. Show game log. My turn, your turn, draws plays. Right. I'm going to be pissed if this is a land, but I'm just going to have a look. So I don't want it to be the tectonic thing. I don't want it to be an earthquake. It's just a mountain. I knew it was a mountain. I'm so stupid. Why didn't I just do what I knew was going on? So they play another factory. Which means the clock is a bit more annoying. And then that one's summoning sick. This one's not summoning sick. So we block. one with a wall of omens. And we're going to die a bit faster now that they've got the second factory. The ports happen. That's fine. Draw step. Squee. A classic. We know they're holding mountain. Maybe I do want to play forest. Because then I can untap with 2 green sources next turn. Opponent plays the mountain. Plays an avalanche riders. So I've just got 1 green source next turn, but my next turn is looking bleak because I've got. I take 6 this turn, and then I die the following turn. That's fine. We mulligan to 4. We don't care too much about the mull to 4 losses. I don't think I can keep any of the hands that we saw. Deranged Hermit? Forest. Okay, well, mulligan to 4 and then fairly floody after that. Do I want Naturalize to bring in against the factories, or do I just want to not do that to myself? I think I want to not do that to myself. I think I want to just keep my cards as they are. I'm pretty happy with the duresses and the therapies. I'm pretty happy with this hand too. So, do I want to lead on therapy, naming like Stone Rain or some shit? Let's go for Stone Rain. They could have Pillagers instead. They could have Avalanche Riders instead. Not really got anything. Okay, so 1 Stone Rain gone. 2 Lightning Bolts. And a Veteran Brawler. Okay. Mountain. Back to us. We draw a survival. And the aim is now to get that rolling and rocking. A forest next turn would be the dream. Mountain. Brawlers. We'll take your lightning bolts. Lightning bolt, furnace, pyroclasm. Okay. And now we can play a land. Can't even produce mana. So the brawlers can't attack. They'll play a furnace. So that's the factory. It's a Mog Fanatic. So furnace, pyroclasm. They're going to clear the cards. So I need to come up with something relevant here. Oh no, they just go straight for it. Perfect. Now I've got a Genesis I can play with. Not too fussed about the pyroclasm. I need to get a wall of roots, I believe. Let's get rid of Genesis. And grab wall of roots first and foremost. And we can build out from there. I won't do anything with Genesis other than lose time on the clock. Let's go wall of roots off of these 2. That nightmare is an appealing draw to me. Oh, maybe I fucked up. Maybe I'm supposed to go through the wall now. Another mountain, a Grim Lavamancer. Pyroclasm looking pretty difficult. Didn't wake up the factory to attack. What 4 damage burn spell do you have? You don't, you've got a Pyroclasm. So I'll block there. So I can go wall for discarding Baloth for squee. Get a squee, get a deranged hermit. Something like that. Discard this guy. Grab squee. Discard squee. Grab deranged hermit. Pitch deranged hermit. Let's get deranged hermit for now. I've got to choose one, which is quite click intensive. That's fine. I would like to use squeeze ability. And now I go to my draw step. I draw Llanowar Wastes. And now I can just discard squee. Grab a bone shredder. No, you're holding pyroclasm, aren't you? Let's grab bone shredder, right? Bone shredder in. Play this. Cast bone shredder. Kill your ballers. And then I can pitch deranged hermit on their turn and make some sort of chain with my cradle. Pitch hermit, get mastercore. Pitch mastercore, get birds of paradise. Something like that. 4 mana. Does not excite me. Earthquake. Oh, tectonic fuckery. Okay. No response to that. We'll discard Llanowar Wastes and Forest. Bone Shredder will die, and that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. So I can just dump my deck into my graveyard here in some way or form. I'm not sure how yet. If I go... Do I need to activate the Wall of Roots? Let's discard Deranged Hermit. Grab a Mastercore. Discard a Mastercore. They've just conceded the match. Okay, nice. And then Mastercore controls the board. Deranged Hermit produces a bunch of mana. Squee keeps the Mastercore indefinitely. And then they Pyroclasm me. I laugh about it and play a Recurring Nightmare and pick up my Deranged Hermit and pick up my Mastercore. Something along those lines. That was roughly the game plan there. Okay, we win a match. Let's log. Okay, so round 2. We've got Wall of Roots, Birds of Paradise, and a Recurring Nightmare. So I think I keep this just because it's just so flush for mana. And Engine. Island, Portent. So it looks like a Dreadnought list, which is one of the decks we're really poorly set up against. This is one of the things I found difficult looking at the Squee, Recurring Nightmare, Survival type decks. Just the Squee Survival decks, right? That sort of whole broad archetype. Other than Elves, exactly. The rest of them, I think, are pretty bad in general. Like, you look at them, like if we look at our list, it's got absolutely no idea how it beats a 12/12. So, I mean, it's got 8 discard spells, but look at me draw them, you know? Right, Portent enters. Portent draws them a card. I draw a survival. Let's just get this bop into play. And then if they do nothing, which I guess they like to do, I guess we don't cast survival into that. Do I even cast Wall of Roots though? I think so. Maybe not. Maybe I just feed them a recurring nightmare. Like so. Maybe no game actions was better. This is not a format where taking game actions is good. Oh, the nightmare's in. That's super interesting. Now they can't counter creatures. It's just an impulse. How interesting. It was supposed to counter that. When I put that on the stack, despite not liking putting it on the stack when I did, like in retrospect, the idea was that they counter the nightmare. Maybe they just don't care about a recurring nightmare. Okay, 7 cards for the opponent, no lands. Perfect. The dream. My kingdom for a duress though at this stage in the game. Not playing Wall of Roots, right? I also don't want to put survival on the stack into 7 cards, no lands. So I think we just chill out until we draw that fateful duress or cabal therapy. We can name counterspell at that point and then cross our fingers. Then if they're just impulsing every turn, we're gonna get bodied. Okay. I mean that's also not great, right? So it is Dreadnought. We've declined the opportunity to cast spells. I'm not sure how we beat Dreadnought. Doesn't seem realistic. Opponent's missing land drop still. Moves to discard. Can't you just jam the Dreadnought? What are you holding? Realistically. They discard Chain of Vapor. Wild. Okay, well we'll cast this deranged hermit then. That was a nice draw. And if they counter it, we'll bring it back. And yeah, sure, I'll just have 4/1/1s. Still cool. I'm still cool with that. They could daze it. They could stifle our recurring nightmare activation. That would make us sad, wouldn't it? Okay, the dude's just in play. Oh, they're going to stifle this trigger. That's cute. That's fine. We can run it back next turn. Now that we've got this in play, we can actually... They've found a land drop. We can actually come up with a real game plan of how to tax their spells. You know? Wall of Blossoms. Let's cast that. We draw a card. And draw Graveborn Muse. Let's cast Graveborn Muse. See if we can get some mana out of our opponent. We can. We get a counter spell. Let's bring back our Graveborn Muse off of our Wall of Blossoms. See if we get another Stifle. We don't. I've just got a Graveborn Muse. Okay. They cast an AK for 2 cards, back up to 7 cards in hand. Now they gush up to 10 cards in hand. They've got a land drop to give. Apparently this was the turn that we scared them on. Which is interesting. And then they just concede the game. Which is certainly an option. So I do like Plague Bearer. I do like the Sadistic Knob Jockey. Mesmeric Fiend. Braids. Orangutan. How many naturalizers are we interested in? Probably not loads. Probably maybe 1. This is quite a lot of cards I'm bringing in. I'm going to drop the Palinchron again. Bone Shredder can't kill any creatures that they play. Tempting Worm's probably fine. All of the discards probably good. All of the walls I think are mandatory. Spike Feeder can go when Palinchron leaves the building. Mastercore can go because it's not actually got text in this game. The Vigilante's cool. The Granger's probably good just to get a mana advantage. I need 2 more cuts from here. I like the Withered Wretch as a one-off just to fight the AKs and the Flash of Insights and stuff. Plague Bearer, Statistic Hypnotist. Maybe Granger, maybe Baloth can go. Maybe Granger can go. I like the Granger though. Tempting Worm as a 2-mana 5/5 is interesting. Maybe just the Wall of Root, just the Naturalize goes away. I've got 1, 2 direct answers. No, I don't like that. Let's get rid of the Granger then. Alright, now that it's in my hand, I hate the Tempting Worm. I'm going to keep this because Black Source unlocks everything and we just start stripping their hand. We can play Wall of Roots. So I've got 2 forests and that's what this card requires to cast. It's a green and 1 and this is going to produce a green and 1. So that's pretty sick. So I did ask what does this deck do against a Dreadnought, and the answer is don't have them draw a Dreadnought. Play a Graveborn Muse and make them sweat so much that they have to go to hand size for the second time that game. Didn't feel like they were dead there, did it? That seemed like quite an early concession, but that's quite nice because I do find the pre-modern queues very slow. So Portent, Island Portent go. They go back up to 5 cards because they took a mulligan to 6. We draw a Naturalize, which is interesting. Might not be good, but it is interesting. And then let's see if they've just got the turn 2 nuts. Island. Dreadnought. And then Vision Charm's the best one. And that's what they've got. Okay. So Black Source wouldn't go amiss here. It's a forest. I'm going to play a Wall of Roots. Because then next turn I'll be able to go Duress, Days. Duress, Naturalize, pay for Days. Once I've drawn, obviously, a Black Source. So Dreadnought hits me, I go to 8. Black Source, top rope. Very good. It's Duressy then. Counterspell, Vision Charm, foil. So they are going to kill me. Let's take your Vision Charm. It does telegraph permission, like they just untap. And now I just killed myself. I need to take counterspell. 5 minus 12 is 7. Yeah. Okay. The idea was that they would cast that impulse, but they did not. But I want more naturalizers, so I can throw naturalizers with impunity. I didn't like the tempting worm there, did I? That was fine. Wall of Roots, Wall of Blossoms. Maybe I don't need all the Wall of Blossoms. But I do need bodies in play. Maybe just one more naturalized, plus all of these other nerds that came in. The idea was that they cast the impulse on end step. But they just can't cast the impulse on end step, can they? That's illegal. So I should take I should take counterspell, upkeep naturalize, vision charm out of play. I get another draw step and another disenchant opportunity and a duress. So we messed that up. We'll keep this because this is going to play a lot of creatures very quickly, and that's going to turn on this cradle and myself. So let's just go turn 1 Birds of Paradise. Island, Portent. And then, so what we go, Birds of Paradise, Wall of Omens, something like that. Swamp. Birds of Paradise, Wall of Blossoms. Wall of Blossoms draws us a squee, which is not very good. This next turn's probably just maybe cast Genesis, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Wall of Blossoms. Another Lanoir Wastes. Let's just cast Wall of Blossoms then. Can't imagine they'll fight over that. Draw a Survival of the Fittest. So do I want to delay the Genesis? Not really. I think I just want that in play. I beat Days. I don't beat Counterspell, but I can pick up the Genesis every turn. And just tax them that way for cards. This gets countered. Next turn I can pick it up, cast it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They play an island. I think I just do that every turn for the rest of the game. One, two, three. Yes. Play Llanowar Wastes. Cast Wall of Roots, because that might get a counter spell if they're feeling frisky. It does not. Cast a Genesis. And that's just in. I'm very interested in this Survival of the Fittest resolving. That's the thing. There's a sorcery speed opt. It's pretty cool. I think that must be a good sign for us, sorcery speed opt. Back to me. Let's attack for 4 then. Do I want to round this off with a squee in play? And hold this Wall of Roots forever? Squee at least deals damage. The daisies are not online. Looks like they're casting a gush because they need more cards in hand. They're up to 11. They're going to make a land drop. 2 cards, 2 mana floating, 4 cards, 4 mana altogether. Wow. Deep analysis? What's 4 mana? Dreadnought. 2 dreadnoughts, 2 stifles. It's like an X spell. Dominate. Okay. Dominate's interesting. Signifies the presence of foil, if you're willing to tap out like that. Discards. Dreadnought Island. That's not what they're after. Okay. Cabal Therapy naming foil. Perfect. The dream. And then we can just go and get braids, right? And then they die. Once we've pushed through all of this mana, all of these fight spells, we can survive or discard Wall of Roots, get braids. Foil. Foil, 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 foil. All 4 of them. Straight to the bank. Good night. Whoop. That was the sickest thing ever. Okay, so now what do? Let's flash this back and take your dreadnought. I just don't care about your dreadnought, do I? Let's go tap of this. Get a survivor of the fittest. Discard Wall of Roots. Grab anything, it doesn't matter. I've got Squee in play. Grapeborn Muse, Withered Wretch. Tabi Orangutan. Deranged Hermit. I'm just going to get braids. Let's just grab braids. Cast braids. You can concede the game at any time. Thank you for joining. That was cool. The foil playset is quite a nice rip, to be honest with you. Okay, then next round we're up against Yausina. We've got duress into survival into nightmare, so I guess that's probably a keep. Seeing as that's like the 2 named cards in our deck and a way to clear a path. So I'm still on a high from therapying 4 foils. I wonder if they felt really exposed or delighted there. I was thinking that. I think they're supposed to foil pitching island foil, right? Because then you've still got foil pitching foil island open. I think if you foil pitching 2 foils, I think I'm still flashing back to check for the foils, right? Because that's the only card that beats me in that spot, and I've got infinite resources to clear the path. I didn't lose anything from foiling, but I guess they were from doing it. But right, what the fuck is this? This is nonsense. City of Traitors, Secluded Steppe. Let's take your Mox Diamond. So opponent up against it on turn 1. They can play a tapped white source. Then they can play an untapped double colorless source. In the meantime, I have a survival of the fittest. Survival can go and get squee next turn. It's a treetop village, so they're awake for the Sylvan Library. We can just take Sylvan, or we can just take double Terravore. I'm pretty into the idea of double Terravore. I think I'm supposed to take Sylvan first. Richton Port, City of Traitors. Okay. It's fine. We'll go and get something. We'll turn it into something else. a Rishton Port. And a Weathered Wayfarer. Okay. So let's go get a squee. Let's then exile squee. Or not exile squee. Hopefully not exile squee. Let's discard squee and get a bone splitters. Or bone shredder, sorry. This will force the black on the tap on the black source here. And then we get to untap. Yeah, so they now are forced to tap the black source. We just go swamp bone shredder. And then we immediately sack the bone shredder and take your 2 other cards. So swamp, bone shredder. Kill your Weathered Wayfarer. Cabal Therapy. Kill your 2 Terravores. And see what you're left with. Just a plow and a City of Traitors. Plow, City of Traitors. Okay, that's fine, I can remember that. Windswept Heath. A little late. They'll just wake up this then. And slay for 3. Yep. I'd love a green source. Ah, that works. This will get plowed, right? And nobody cares. I believe that's the way it works. Main phase. Main phase plow is suspicious. If I'm honest with you. And then they wake up the treetop. Do they even want to send the treetop though? No. They just want to go to the next game. So, I like the Withered Wretch because we want to control those Terravores. I like the Plague Bearer. I don't think I'm interested in Plague. I don't think I'm interested in Spitter. Naturalize is interesting, but I don't think I want it. I think we can drop a Tempting Worm because we're just going to get outclassed by bigger things. And then maybe one of the Hermits. Maybe a Wall of Blossoms, Graveborn Muse. No, I like all of these. Weathered Rich Blade. Duress is maybe a Duress on the draw can go. The Mox Diamond's already in play. Maybe the Duresses are supposed to be even more aggressively cut. So maybe I do want like a fucking monkey or hypnotist or a tempting worm in my deck over the duress. Because the duresses are pretty bad. I'm just clearing paths through plows, right? And the deck has the diamonds. We want that on the back of duress on the play rather than anything else. So we've got a quick survival. And we've already got squee preloaded into the deck, so if we can find Withered Wretch to control the graveyard, that would be nice. So Windswept Heath, nothing else. Our bop might just get plowed. And our survival might just get disenchanted. But I've got the backup thing. You'll let it resolve first. All too eager over there, all too eager. That's a nice 1-for-1 trade. It means something critical's not getting hampered next turn. They're just going to port me here. And I think that's fine. I don't think that matters. Yeah. I draw a Palancron, which is the nut low. So I might even just play Wall of Blossoms next turn rather than Survival. Because I'm not going to be able to activate the Survival, am I? Unless they give me the activation off of their port or something. They're not going to. Oh, they are going to. Okay. So I'll play the Survival. That's in, and we can easily just discard Squee. and get a Birds of Paradise or a Wall of Roots. Probably Birds of Paradise. Maybe they're lining up an Armageddon this turn. So they port my land. And none of this really matters. It's poor port timing. Let's discard Squee and grab ourselves something. They've got the Disenchant rolled up though. Which is fine because we've got the second survival. I'm going to get Birds of Paradise. And then they cast Disenchant. So this was all scripted. And we knew what was going on the whole time. I think it was a fairly suspicious no activation of Richardson Port earlier. And now they've got an Aura of Silence. Okay, fine. Squee comes back to my hand. I draw a forest. So I can play Wall of Blossoms. Play Birds of Paradise. Play Forest. I think we're in an okay spot, to be honest with you. The aura is obviously annoying. Our opponent isn't doing a lot. They're going to tap a land. I could just tap 4 lands and play a survival. Force the Aura of Silence to happen. They can't let me untap with it. Maybe that's really bad. If they just Geddon me now, then I'm cold. Battlefield Forge, wow. Okay, so everything I've ever said happens. All the time. They've got no lands either, though. And this is a nice board today where I don't actually have to click buttons. So looks like they found a land. Or they're just having a big think. They found the land. And a Mox Diamond. They've had it rolled up for a moment or two. Discard to Grove. I get to play a forest for a change. Now I've got to click buttons again, which is devastating. Birds of Paradise get in there. Do you have the 4th plough or the 3rd plough, whatever we're on now? So that's Treetop Village, Forest, Pyroclasm. Okay. It's fine. I miss a land drop. We'll discard Squee for now. We can discard a Therapy if we feel like it. It's a Terravore. It's a 13/13, so it's going to be land now. No other choices. If I miss this land drop, I lose. I miss this land drop. Okay. That's sad. So we knew everything that was going on all of the time in that whole game. Like, nothing was a surprise to us. Oda 7. Another Terravore? Yeah, okay. Okay, we can't win. So it's probably not good that I scripted everything up until the Armageddon and still lost, right? Maybe the duresses on the play are good. Maybe the tempting worm is bad. And this Palinchron seems really suspicious to me. Although Palinchron Mastercore is actually a way for me to hurt them, isn't it? So maybe we can drop a wall. Okay, on the play then for game 3. We've got all the discard and a Lanoir waste. We'll keep it and pray we don't get wastelanded. If we get wasted, the game ends. But we can probably slow them down quite effectively here. And any land makes a wall of roots. It's the joke. And once we've got wall of roots rolling, we're rocking and we're rolling. These are my 2 sideboard cards, which are making me keep my hand. Opponent's mulligan to 6, and they keep on 6. So see if we can fuck up their 6 by taking a Mox Diamond. A Ray of Revelation, a Weathered Wayfarer, and another creature. Okay. That's fine. Plains, Weathered Wayfarer. We draw a card. It's another duress. Let's take your Terravore then. Terravore, Call of the Herd. Don't have Call of the Herd, but we can take that next turn. They play the land. So we do draw the swamp. I don't really want to give them the wasteland, so let's just duress their thing and sandbag for a turn. See if they commit to a 3rd land. Call of the Herd, so Gemstone Mine and Kaplusum Forest. That's all they've got. See if they commit to another land before we play our land to get under the Wayfarer. They do. Wayfarer in, and now I can play Wall of Roots. Remember they've got Ray of Revelation, which is a disenchant effect. Gemstone Mine's the last card in hand over there. That we know of. Okay, I think we're in an acceptable spot. It's very neutral at the moment, but we can get somewhere. They're not fetching this because they want to find their land. So let's kill that. That was a sickening draw. That was so good. Let's kill this. Play our swamp and duress you. They've had 2 opportunities to draw cards. They're all lands. Okay. They still have Ray of Revelation. I might just pay for Bone Shredder, to be honest with you. Another way that the Weathered Wayfarer is really annoying. Because now they've got everything they ever need. I'll pay for this. I'll go to my draw step. Play Lanoir Waste? I guess so, because I want to get this survival chain going whenever I draw it. Whenever I draw the creature. And then we'll just start hitting for 1 a turn. I am going to get wasted on the way through here, or ported. So they activate Weathered Wayfarer. They're going to get Wasteland, I presume. And this is going to be the game for the next 2 turns. I draw a creature here, that'd be great. I do, and it's a wall of roots. So that's nice. So let's play survival. And then we'll attack for 1 in the sky. I'm not sure what I'm getting with my survival activation here. Maybe a Granger. Green is... Well, this is interesting. They didn't wait for me to do it, which means I get 2 activations. If they'd waited for me, I would only got 1 activation. If they... Yeah. So I can get squee here, right? Plague Bearer is pretty interesting. So we get squee. And now we get Plague Bearer, I think. And next turn, if I draw a black source, I can kill their Wayfarer. Okay. Survival's dead. They can fetch and then activate with this on the stack to be under the number of lands that they need. Right? Fetch with Winter Teeth, activate with Wayfarer, get Wasteland, Wasteland, you have 3 mana. Which is what they're doing, which is nice. They'll get another Wasteland to deal with this Llanowar Waste. I don't know what they can have here, which we're concerned about. Pyroclasm, maybe? They get a Wasteland. They Wasteland my Llanowar Wastes. I've got like 4 swamps to draw. I can just play the Plague Bearer anyway. Duress. Do I want a look? I don't think so. I think I just play the Plague Bearer, attack for 1 in the sky. And then next turn we can kill this and attack for 2. If we don't get our Pyroclasmed. So Treetop Village. I might Therapy Terravores, but then I'm not killing the Wayfarer, right? Birds of Paradise. Okay. So it's Therapy Terravore. Terravore. Call of the Herd, Forest, Naturalize. None of that makes a difference to me. Now I can just attack for 1. I'll take 3 from this, and then I can start cleaning up tokens. Their Pyroclasm will hit pretty hard this turn if they draw that. They plow the Plague Bearer, okay. That's annoying. So now they flashback Call of the Herd. And I need to come up with something good to do. Cabal Therapy. I could take Call of the Herd, I could take Naturalize. Neither of those seem very good. I guess Call of the Herd slows them down slightly. I'm not sure how I win from this position. Do I want to fly? Or do I want to block? I think I can fly this turn. I don't like attacking, actually. I've changed my mind. So my main game plan here is to top deck a Recurring Nightmare. The elephant attacks, not the treetop village, which is suspicious. Just an Armageddon then. Plows a Birds of Paradise. Cast a Call of the Herd. Okay. Didn't plow squee. Wants to strand that by killing the bot. I do draw the Recurring Nightmare. It says therapy or naturalize. Let's cancel this a second. I'm gonna be out of creatures in a second, aren't I? My thing's gonna die. So I can therapy or naturalize, but I'm gonna lose my Wall of Roots. I could just refresh my Wall of Roots. That might be the line. Refresh Wall of Roots with Wall of Roots. Therapy. You'll naturalize. So you've got Battlefield Forged Gemstone Mine in hand. That means I can block and then find a Bone Splitters at land for Bone Splitters at some point. Mox Diamond, wake up the treetop village, bash me for 7. 7's quite a lot. And I'm just going to get out mid-ranged here. So Master Core. So if I therapy myself, I can't quite get a Master Core into play, can I? So I'd be dead. If I get Bone Splitters in, I also die. I don't also die, I just don't look like I'm in a great spot. So we can kill an elephant, take 6. Yeah, this is hideous. I don't think I can win here. Treetop wakes up, I take 4 because I block here because this is dying anyway. And then I don't think I've got outs. Like Wall of Blossoms doesn't save me from this position. Just a few too many Llanowar wastes on the way through. Okay, that was cool though. Good match. Okie dokie, round 4. I'm going to keep my hand so at turn 3, 4, 4. I like my vanilla creatures. So Swamp. And then what? The duress. Okay, I lose my duress, but that's fine. I couldn't cast my duress, so frankly irrelevant. Both players trade a duress. I top deck a Birds of Paradise. The dream. I'll probably play turn 2 Wall of Roots rather than turn 2 Squee, if I'm honest with you. Dark Ritual. Cabal Therapy, naming Ravenous Baloth, I imagine. And then smother the bird. Oh, takes the Wall of Roots and then smothers the bird. Diabolic Edict. Perfect. This feels like one of those games where my opponent's going to do a bunch of stuff and then I'm going to cast a 4/4 and then they're going to die. You know how that works? You've played those games from both sides in the past. Just duress you, therapy you, you're going to lose, Dark Ritual, Nantuko Shade, Curse Scroll. You've got one card in hand. Your creature's not bigger than my creature. Crunch, it's a 4/4. Blue, please. So, yeah. And this Baloth will absolutely be very happy to trade with an Nantuko Shade, I think. If that's the world I live in. Nantuko Shade can't attack. Curse Scroll is bad. Wall of Roots will cast Wall of Roots, giving me Edict protection for a week and a half. Will attack, Dark Ritual, Shade, they still trade. Okay. Opponent's at 16. Nantuko Shade can't hurt me. I don't want to yield everything, do I? Just in case they actually do target something on my guy. So, survival of the fittest. You're dead. What do I want? Tempting Worm seems bad. Genesis seems cool. Bone Shredder seems like it doesn't have any targets. You have my Granger? Why not? Let's grab one of those. Green. A bit more. Go get ourselves a swamp. And yeah, we're cruising now. My opponent had a ritual heavy hand, and their rituals achieved something resembling nothing, I think, is not disingenuous. I played my cards, I cast my Ravenous Baloth, just as I set out to do from turn 1, from when I announced the keep. And the Baloth is dominating the board. So they had, 2 opportunities at the Baloth, I believe, with therapy, and perfect info, but never took it. They took the Wall of Roots instead. Maybe fortunate to draw that Birds of Paradise on the turn that I did. But yeah, that was comprehensive. Plague Bearer, non-black creature. Plague Spitter, don't love. Engineered Plague. Katabi Orangutan, Withered Wretch. I like the Orangutan for the rack. I like the braids because they're not going to have many permanents in play. I think I care less about my duresses on the draw than they do about their duresses on the play. There's a chance Wretch is good. Who cares? Okay, game 2. We've got a hand that's going to get slaughtered by a Cabal Therapy. But we've got mana. So opponent plays Swamp Pass. We play Forest Go. And then Dystopia on turn 3 would be upsetting. Dark Ritual. Graveborn Muse. Okay. That's playable. Forest Wall of Roots or Forest Survival of the Fittest? I guess Survival of the Fittest. I'm going to get 2 activations off of it, upkeep anyway. If they gloom me, that is. Not gloom, the other one. Dystopia. So opponent takes a point, draws a card. So this is a Phyrexian Arena, that's a Mishra's Factory. There's the Dystopia as projected and predicted. So I can untap and I can activate this here. Discard of Wall of Roots. It has no real relevance here. I could get a morph. How do I play? Why is there a Bone Shred in my deck? Who left that there? I blame you. Orangutan, Spike Feeder. Mastercore could be cool. So let's get Squee then. And let's get Mastercore. Then they're going to therapy my Mastercore and I can Nightmare it back next turn. Okay. So I've got infinite Mastercores. My survival's dead. I can draw Cabal Therapy. And what did I say I was going to name? They're going to therapy my Mastercore. I can therapy their therapy. I can therapy their Diabolic Edict. Maybe that'll be better. Because I don't care about their therapy, right? I'm still winning. So I just named Diabolic Edict. Lining up my Mastercore for next turn. Chainer's Edict is in play though. Chainer's Edict is a bit annoying. I wonder what they're plaguing. Just birds? Another factory is quite powerful, so that's 6 damage this turn. So in it comes. Down I go. Less life. I'm at 11. The dystopias are powerful. So what, they play Chainer's Edict next turn, I take another 5. Could play a Braids. Then you just sack Dystopia. I don't quite like Braids. Okay, you'll go. They sack a factory. They keep the Dystopia. Frankly fascinating. You're going to Chainer's Edict my Braids. Wasteland, though, that's a real issue. I didn't think of Wasteland. I knew they had Wasteland. I did not think of Wasteland. They are going to Edict my Braids, which is kind of the idea here. I need to draw land. I don't. Let's play Wall of Blossoms. That'll die to a Dystopia. We'll be blocking stuff. So we got a factory out of them, which is pretty impressive. Then we got Wastelanded, which I kind of hadn't considered, despite knowing about it. We know they're holding an Engineered Plague, but I don't think that's massively relevant to us, is it? It might be relevant to us, actually. Okay, so Wall of Blossoms is in. I draw a Yavimaya Granger, which is yet another blocker. And a swamp. In this eternal fight to get to 4 mana again. Opponent leaves the Dystopia in play. Plays a swamp. Cast Diabolic Edict. So they're not fucking around. I'm going to die quickly. Okay. I'm just dead next turn, right? Yeah. No, well played by the opponent. They drew too many edicts. I don't sack anything. I lose. See what they're holding. Engineered Plague seems really suspicious to me. I'm not too fussed about that as a sideboard card. All these edicts are quite powerful against my fairly useless deck. And then they've got a Smother and Plague Bearer. Okay. Don't feel like we learnt much. I think I want some naturalizers in over that other card that I had, Bone Shredder. And then maybe I could play a Hypnotist as well. The Duresses are now good. I don't care about the Hypnotist. Okay. Keep this. Cabal Therapy, you. On turn 1. Probably just naming an Edict again, right? Or am I naming Dystopia? Let's see how low they go. Show game log. Mulligans to 6. I think I just named Dystopia because I think Ritual Dystopia is the worst thing that can happen to me. And then never getting any of these 3 cards off of their blind therapy. Maybe I just name Ritual actually. Dark Ritual, because that's the one that's going to enable good cards to come out of them. So Dark Ritual I think is actually the best name. I hit none of them. There is a Dystopia and I hate myself. And I get Wastelanded. Okay. We're in trouble. Oh, they played Swamp. The Dream. Forest. Wall of Roots. I don't need to take Dystopia this turn, do I? I can take Dystopia next turn. With my therapy off of my Granger. Swamp. Withered Wretch. Motherfucker. Oh, no. I'm fine. I can take it all. So let's play our land. Play our Granger. Get a Swamp. And then I think I could Cabal Therapy from hand. Name Dystopia. And then I can take this guy out. So what else are they going to do? Play a hippie? Do I care about a hippie? I don't think I care about a hippie. Engineered play Curse Scroll. Do I just name Curse Scroll? Try and get them to develop the hippie instead of casting Wasteland. Curse Scroll. Hippie, Engineered Plague, Wasteland. Okay. And I'll have a zombie. Wasteland, hippie. Yeah, perfect. Because now I'm just going to play all my cards every turn anyway. Because I've got mana and I've got spells. So I don't care too much about the hippie. Oh, that's a banger. That will get wasted, but I don't think that matters. I can just roll out the survival. Now all my cards are busted. I'm going to draw 2 cards a turn, and that should be able to overpower the Hypnotic Spectre here. They have to Wasteland the Cradle. That leaves me in black. They don't have to Wasteland the Cradle. They've got a Hypnotic Spectre. In they come. I take a damage or 2. Okay, so Hippie is fast because there's a second one. I draw a Wall of Roots, which unlocks my whole deck. So I can play Forest. Activate Survival, get Squee. I think. They've got a Withered Wretch in play. So maybe I just get Deranged Hermit. What if I get a Masticore here? That was bad. I should have still gone through squee. Oh, I wouldn't be able to go through squee. I wouldn't be able to go through squee and kill the withered wretch. And now the race is on. 7 a turn plays, or 5 a turn plays 7 a turn. I don't have a card in hand. I'm so stupid, man. I don't have a card in hand. Okay, we've played poorly, and we can get punished for it. Engineered Plague names something. Elf. Do I play any elves? Go and get a squeeze so we can maintain this perpetually. Discard this guy. Keep the Masticore. Play the bird. Attack for 7. Okay, so we got fortunate there to draw a creature. I did have perpetual Masticores through my guy anyway. And now let's kill one of their things. Kill a hippie. And now they're really up against it. I can also block a hippie if I feel like it, but they've got no cards in hand. They've got an Engineered Plague on an irrelevant creature type, right? They can make this a 1/1. Withered Wretch, sure. Withered Wretch kills Squee. Hippie attacks, I go to 7. Untap, draw a card. Braids, I don't need that. Let's kill this. Kill this. Pass a turn. Oh no, attack for 7. And then I can kill this Withered Wretch on their turn as well. Or whatever they play. And we did get there despite potentially poor play on my part. It's going to be hard for them to have anything. And they concede the match. Okay, then final round. We'll keep our hand. We're on the draw against Pendrana, which is probably the most exciting thing you've heard all day. They've got a Yavimaya Coast. So it looks like Blue-Green Madness. Birds of Paradise. So maybe it's not Blue-Green Madness. Maybe it's some nonsense survival list with some nonsense creatures. And then back to us. Yeah, because there's the blue versions, isn't there, that play like Waterfront Bouncer, Trade Wind Riders, that sort of thing. They therapy me and probably name survival of a bop. Is that viable? I guess it is. I also assume it's fine to trade bop for the survival. They do name survival of the fittest, so great name by the opponent. And then they can trade the bop for a wall of roots, but that seems bad. Gemstone Mine. So is that going to be one of those Hermit Druid decks? I'm going to die very quickly in both games. They've got survival. So they're going to be more combo survival than Rocky survival. Let's play our Wall of Roots and duress them. I can't imagine I've got much to duress here, though. A Cabal Therapy and a Phyrexian Devourer. Okay, so I think I die this turn. Do I die? No, I can't. I can't quite die this turn, right? It's next turn that I die. This turn is filter cards. The following turn is give their creature haste and make it infinitely large. You have my coast, so they can play the 0/1 shapeshifter, make it a Phyrexian Devourer, and then in the future make it like a Psychotog and a Triskelion or some shit like that. Maybe they have to go through a squee first to get cards in hand. They're not doing anything. So I go to my main phase. I draw another land, which is, very exciting. But giving them this many survival activations, right? This is going to be 4 survival activations. They can stack their graveyard in whatever way they want, and that's going to kill us. So we lose game 1 of match 5. They discard the Devourer. They get Squee. They discard Squee. They get 3 mana 0/1. And then with Squee and 3 mana 0/1, they can play the 0/1. Make it a Phyrexian Devourer. And then discard Squee to make it Triskelion. Right? Oh, I think they're a mana short, actually. Maybe they need to top deck a land. Volrath Shapeshift, I think it's called. But we are right on the edge of death here. It is not fantastic for us. The Vigilante might not save us from here. We've got no power and toughness. I think I like just get the 0/1, get the trike, and then try and top deck the land. Opponent is a good few minutes into the tank here. Okay, they end up getting a Palancron. And that makes sense, because then Palancron can get the 3 mana 0/1, and that's where your mana comes from. There we go. So 3 mana 0/1, as long as the top card of your library is a creature, this is a copy of it. So now they're going to put Shapeshifter into play, it'll be a Palancron. Then they'll be able to float. Then they'll be able to spend the green mana they get back on a Triskelion. But how do you get back to your Devourer? That's interesting. You have to go through a Psychotog. Well, they'll have 4 activations post Shapeshifter, so that should be good. So they can get they get the Palancron activation. Then we're discarding a Shapeshifter. Okay, we've changed our mind. So Palancron's now gone. He's going to cast a Psychotog. I can't beat a Psychotog. But didn't we have it there, right? So if we cast 3 mana creature, untap, get Psychotog, discard Psychotog, activate Psychotog, exile Palancron. Okay, so we top deck Unearth, and that floats another. That's another mana. Now we can discard Psychotog, exiling Palancron, Unearth, Therapy, Psychotog, and then we can tutor for Triskelion and win. Okay. So the Unearth just made it slightly more mana efficient, but they had it anyway. Long story short. Opponent appears to be consulting the spreadsheet, though, on this league. But this kill is like the whole point of the deck, I think. Like 3 mana have a survival, the game ends. Something along those lines. Maybe it's 4 mana have a survival, the game ends. And they can't massively tap this. They're flashing back that. Okay. I can't have anything. I don't know what they named. I'm not looking. So now they get the Psychotog and exile the top 4 cards of their library. And collect Triskelion. And then they devour everything from their deck and discard the Triskelion and then kill me. There we go. So game 1 to our opponent. I'm gonna let them show me their deck. But what I've said is gonna transpire. So they'll pump this guy. They'll then pump this guy again. Then they'll have access to their Devourer. Then they'll exile a bunch of cards. And then they'll discard Triskelion. Okay, so opponent's not showing us a lot. They've shown us an Achroma, a Karmic Guide, and an Animate Dead, which is another one of their kills. They've got a Battlefield Scrounger, which is frankly irrelevant, and now they're going to machine gun me. Okay, so we need to sideboard for survival. I'm interested in my naturalizers. I'm interested in my Wizard Wretch. I don't think the rest of this really matters. Maybe I'm interested in Mesmeric Fiend as well, because I can nab a squee maybe. And get rid of Tempting Worm. They've got too many cool cards in their deck. Bone Shredder might be technology. Maybe Braids is pretty techy as well. I can drop a Hermit. My Infinite beats their Infinite is certainly a strategy. I'll drop a Wall of Blossoms. I'll drop a Granger. Don't think I care about a Baloth. I'm not expecting them to attack me much. And then maybe Graveborn Muse is bad. I've got enough engines. Genesis is slow actually. Genesis is another way back into hate pieces like Wizard Wretch and Braids and what have you. So I'm going to run this. Okay, game 2 against the faster survival deck. We've got the naturalizers rolled up. I think we keep this because I can just present a 4/4 once I've deleted their stuff. They are a deck that has to kind of go through survival to win. They're on a 61 card special and they've gone to 5. They might go through duresses and therapy, so the redundant naturalizers is probably pretty good here. I haven't got any sort of interaction on my behalf, but hey ho. Like hand interaction. But we're up, so we'll just go Forest Go. 5 cards for the opponent. Llanowar Waste. The Duress. Or the Birds of Paradise, sure. Another naturalize is frankly unnecessary, but hey ho, there it is. I've got 3 of them. So we're going to get therapy, because therapy will actually fuck us. But that's a problem for another day. I assume they just go land therapy, or land survival, sorry. I think they're very close to Mulligan 2 survival. Oh, they've got Hermit Druid as well, sure, so that's just going to kill me. Spike Feeder. I think your go is the correct play here. We'll see what kill they've got with Hermit Druid. And see if we can, delete a Dragon's Breath or something like that. I think it's a Sutured Ghoul Reanimate plan. City of Brass. Activates Hermit Druid. No response to that. Achroma. Animate Dead. So is it just Animate Dead or Chroma? Is that the whole game plan? Gitu Slinger. Pyroclasm, Cabal Therapy. There's a Croson Reclamation. Battlefield Scrounger. Put 3 cards on the bottom of your library. This creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. Okay, so that could be part of this whole thing. But they're going to be like Croson Reclamation, target Animate Dead target Karmic Guide, pick up. Oh no, they can just devour Triskelion me, can't they? No, they can't. They've got no cards in their deck. Okay, this is interesting. I need to see how they're going to kill me before I fully get it. They get to pick the order. The order of play. So it's not a Sutured Ghoul Dragon's Breath kill. It's going to be Karmic Guide Shapeshifter. And if I kill the Animate Dead with the trigger on the stack, how does that work? I guess it never comes in. The creature. Okay, so we're now discarding creatures. They've got 3 cards and a Croson Reclamation here. They're going to target the Unearth the Croson Rec. This is interesting. They select their order. Okay, so their order is going to be like Animate Dead of Volrath Shapeshifter, give it haste with a Chroma, make it a Psychotog and make it thick. Or make it thick with Psychotog, become a Chroma. Something like that. They just unearth the Shapeshifter, which I think kills me because that's not an Animate Dead. So they can just make it a Psychotog, make it in a Chroma, right? That's really simple. And that never goes through Artifact Creature. Oh, it becomes a Karmic Guide, okay. It picks up a Karmic Guide. Karmic Guide picks up Battlefield Scrounger, which tucks 3 cards. No, Karmic Guide picks up Psychotog. Why does Karmic Guide pick up Psychotog and not Battlefield Scrounger? So we pick up the Battlefield Scrounger, tuck this Unearth. Oh, because we're going to therapy us. Okay, interesting. And now it's a Psychotog and now I die. So that's cool. They're gonna... This is now a Psychotog. They eat their graveyard apart from the Acroma and it becomes an Acroma. Takes to the skies. It's very big. It's got haste. So that was cool. You win. Fun deck to play with though. I'm a bit suspicious by these squee decks in this format. I don't find them to be quite so good. I think there's just a lot that can go wrong. I know we beat Dreadnought, but I just didn't feel like we were beating Dreadnought as a deck. Some fun lines, some fun therapies in there. But I'm not sure if I'd register this to a tournament if I had to play one. Like, you could practice with it and get used to how the deck plays and what things are right and wrong. But like a lot of these cards just seem quite suspicious. Like Sadistic Hypnotist is 5 mana for a 2/2. You know, that's not very good. Mesmeric Fiend, Plague Bearer. I don't like 20 lands. I think that's where I am. I don't like 20 lands. I'd be happy to be less on the interaction here and cut some of the nonsense like the Tempting Worm. That sort of thing. But no, cool deck. Very fun to play with. We never got to go infinite. There might have been an opportunity to. But yeah, that was us. We've played some games, won some games, lost some games. I'll see you later.